Square Garden. Yeah, just what New Yorkers need, more garbage around Penn Station. So, what the hell is Trump thinking about campaigning in New York? They told me I'm behind in Wisconsin, so I'm rallying in Madison Square Garden. It works. No, it works. Logically, it works.
That's how some of it's playing out on late night. The Texas appearance also draws attention to what the Harris campaign sees as a winning issue for her, how Republicans in that state have conducted extreme abortion crackdowns.
Women have died because of these bans, including a young mother of a 6-year-old son right here in Georgia. Her family is here with us tonight, and we speak her name, Amber Nicole Thurman. And you all have heard me say, look, I do believe Donald Trump to be an unserious man, and the consequences of him ever being president again are brutally serious.
Harris hammering an issue that for many voters is top of mind: abortion, women's rights, and what comes next. Now, Obama was at that rally, and he invoked his own credibility as a commander-in-chief to discuss the bombshell news rocking the Trump campaign.
The other day, General John Kelly, Donald Trump's former chief of staff, said that Trump told him he wanted his generals to be like Hitler's generals.
But certainly the former president is in the far right area. He's certainly an authoritarian, admires people who are dictators. He has said that. So he certainly falls into the general definition of fascist, for sure.
In politics, a good rule of thumb is don't say you want to do anything like Hitler. Now, I happen to know John Kelly and Mark Miller. They served under me when I was commander-in-chief. These are serious people.
I'm trying to imagine a chairman of the Joint Chiefs telling you that a former president is a fascist and a danger to this country is just inconceivable.
Well, and then he proved it.
The reason they're speaking up is because they have seen that in Donald Trump's mind, the military does not exist to serve the Constitution. He thinks the military exists to do his bidding, to serve his interests.
President Obama on offense there on those important issues last night. And remember, Trump has owned all kinds of controversial claims on immigration or being a dictator on day one. His campaign sees the Hitler story as too damaging to admit. Donald Trump and his aides are denying it, basically arguing Kelly is just some sort of disgruntled liar. And I will tell you, there are times in campaigns or news where a story has two sources or sides just debating it out. It can be kind of contested, like a jump ball. This is not that kind of story. We have overwhelming public evidence that Trump did make these outrageous Hitler dictatorial statements. We have his own plans and vows to abuse government power if he gets it. And we have witnesses that back up Kelly. 13 more, in fact, signing an open letter, backing up the general, joining the warnings. These are not random critics. These are not even just Republicans. These are people Trump picked who served and worked with Kelly. They stand on a record. They are not known for randomly lying or accusing people of fascism. The warnings come as Trump makes his own vows about what he would do out of the authoritarian playbook. We know he was caught trying to overthrow the last election. And October is a time when more people tend to follow politics and news. We actually have data on that. So what might sound familiar to news viewers, maybe even to you, is now being discussed and covered as a potentially new or with more detail for those people. That's how it's supposed to work. That's why, probably, I can tell you, reasonably, Trump and his folks are denying this rather than admitting it because they're worried people are going to find out about it. And Hitler ain't a good closing argument in any American campaign. even on the right. And this comes against the backdrop of a wider double standard, you may have noticed, when it comes to Trump and Harris. Reading from the Washington Post, I can tell you, political and media elites seem to bake into this campaign Trump's allowed to talk and act like a complete lunatic, Eugene Robinson writes, while Harris has to be perfect in every way. Or take Obama veteran Van Jones, who this week said it's a double standard where Trump gets to be lawless and Harris has to be flawless. Now, a very popular radio host, you've probably heard of this campaign cycle, Charlemagne, who just interviewed Harris, he's actually raised a similar point with evidence, and it's making the rounds this week, and it matters. And he's arguing the double standard goes well beyond just conservative outlets like Fox. He called out CNN on air over this in a discussion with Anderson Cooper, an exchange that raised some important points and did so quite candidly. And so we're going to air a longer bit of that right now in context.
He's showing us who he is every single day.
Yeah, which is a fascist. And it's crazy because you still don't have news networks having that conversation. Yeah. Like when somebody says, when somebody questions Kamala Harris's blackness or is he a DEI hire, y'all will have roundtable discussions about that, asking that question. How come you're not having roundtable discussions asking, is Donald Trump a fascist? Actually not even asking it, stating it. I mean, when you look at the things that he's talking about doing, jailing journalists, jailing his political opponents, turning the military on American citizens.
Do you think she needs to do more of that? You know, Trump's going to go. Trump's going to go. Apparently, yes. Apparently, Trump's going on is going to tape a thing with Joe Rogan. Do you think she should do that?
I think that she should keep calling Donald Trump a fascist. A guy can say he wants to terminate the Constitution, to overthrow the results of an election, and nobody cares. And like even me bringing it up now, you brought it back to Kamala and Joe Rogan. Anderson?
Yeah.
Who gives a damn? That rhetoric doesn't scare people.
Well, we talk about this every single. This is what
I don't think
I'm talking about this every night.
I don't think y'all have enough conversations about it. I feel like I heard more on this network about is Kamala Harris black than I do about Donald Trump being a fascist. Well, am I wrong, Angela?
Honestly, I'm sorry to say that we're sitting around discussing is Kamala Harris black. Like I've seen that. I've seen those roundtable discussions a lot. Now that's true.
Anderson, for you to say that y'all don't have those conversations. I saw last night they were talking about, the double standard that exists between Donald Trump and the vice president, but it's always a double standard with Trump, whether it's with Hillary, whether it's, against Biden, now with Kamala. We talk about him being a threat to democracy, but we don't treat him like one.
We need to treat threats seriously, and if someone tells you they admire Hitler for certain things and they want generals like Hitler, yes, America, we need to assess and absorb that before we make this big decision. And there are top conservatives who not only oppose Trump, but have left the Republican Party since Trump hijacked it. They say and warn this is a long way from the party of Reagan. So tonight, with that in mind, compare how Reagan, who was very conservative, described America to what Donald Trump is telling you what he thinks of you and America just last night.
I've thought a bit of the shining city upon a hill. In my mind, it was a tall, proud city built on rocks stronger than oceans, windswept, God-blessed, and teeming with people of all kinds living in harmony and peace. A city with free ports that hummed with commerce and creativity. And if there had to be city walls, the walls had doors, and the doors were open to anyone with the will and the heart to get here.
They're coming from 181 countries as of yesterday, right? And we're a dumping ground. We're like a garbage can for the world. That's what's happened. That's what's happened to. We're like a garbage can.
Are we like a garbage can? Are our doors open within the rules and the right ethic and the right ability and reason to work? Or do we think we are a garbage can? Or do we think that we're being told things that are actually revealing? Listen to what the candidates say. Listen to what they think of you and our country and our rules and our Constitution and our rule of law. And listen to what they say they're going to do. Because a lot of the time, they mean it. Now, as promised, we turn to a very big campaign figure right now. Mark Cuban is here on the Harris endorsement when we're back.
I didn't have to spend my life trying to find my calling. Mine found me at an early age.
It was just a matter of how good I could get and how far I would go. At Ram, our calling is to build trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
Right now during Ram Power Days, get $4,000 cash allowance on the purchase of most 2025 Ram 1500 trucks. Don't miss Ram Power Days. Hurry in today.
Introducing Allison's Black Psoriasis. She thinks her flaky gray patches are all people see.
Otezla is the #1 prescribed pill to treat plaque psoriasis. Otezla can help you get clearer skin and reduce itching and flaking with no routine blood tests required. Doctors have been prescribing Otezla for over a decade. Otezla is also approved to treat psoriatic arthritis. Don't use Otezla if you're allergic to it. Serious allergic reactions can happen. Otezla may cause severe diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting. Some people taking Otezla have depression, suicidal thoughts, or weight loss. Upper respiratory tract infection and headache may occur.
With clear skin, Girls' Day Out is a good day out. Live in the moment. Ask your doctor about Otezla.
I've been using this product called Muesli, and I've been telling everybody about it because it's been life-changing to me.
I go into a lot of things thinking it's not going to work, and I thought Muesli would be the same thing, but it wasn't.
People are like, what are you doing? Because my skin looks completely different than it did. I feel like people can see me for me because of how confident I feel.
Find the real you again. Go to muesli.com/TV.
I can tell you how much you spent on takeout, and it's a lot.
You can track my spending by category. 1, weird. 2, how.
1, no it's not, and 2, Rocket Money.
Go on.
It's a finance app that shows you all your accounts, bills, and subscriptions in one place, and it analyzes your spending habits to create a custom budget that works for even you.
I can do that too. I'll just look at my bank account, my credit cards. I have a spreadsheet I've been working on.
Yes, but Rocket Money does it for you. Find a subscription you no longer want? Rocket Money can cancel it in just a few taps.
You have my attention. How do I get in on this?
Download it today.
Why is America excited to wait for payday? When life doesn't wait for you to get paid. Introducing MyPay from Chime, a revolutionary new way of getting your pay when you want. Get up to $500 of your pay before payday. No interest, no credit check, no mandatory fees. When any day is payday, it's a good day. Get paid when you say with MyPay. Get started at Chime.com.
Breaking news. President Biden has decided to step out of the race. Israel versus Iran, engaging directly now.
The first Black and Asian woman to be a major party nominee.
Abortion is a top issue among young voters.
The DNC.
In Israel.
In Atlanta.
At the RNC.
From MSNBC World Headquarters.
People are voting. It's all happening. We've seen artists